Hello, I'm Hannah. Welcome to our 5-part series on year end. This is part 4, the signing and publication of the documents. Basically, what's going to happen once you've completed the AGAR? What do you need to do with that information? Once the accounting statements have been completed, the RFO is to sign them. You will then need to hold a meeting of the council to receive, note and approve the relevant information. So receive and note the internal audit report, approve the annual governance statement, approve the accounting statements, and if relevant, approve the certificate of exemption. You may be able to exempt yourself from audit if you're under £25,000, both in terms of total income and total expenditure. There are some other criteria, so make sure you look into that, and also be aware that if you exempt yourself from audit, you must also comply to the Transparency Code. The chairman and clerk will then sign the annual governance statement, and the chairman signs the accounting statements. This then means the RFO can set the commencement date for the exercise of public rights. This basically means that the accounting records must be made available to view by any interested person. Electors can also raise questions or make objections. In order to do this, the AGAR must be approved and published before the inspection period starts, which is why it's key to have your meeting to approve those items. The exercise of public right period must be 30 working days, and they must include the first 10 working days of July. It's suggested this year that the dates could be the 13th of June to the 22nd of July, as this takes into account those bank holidays at the start of June. The notice must be published on the council website, but can also be displayed on the notice board. If you are exempt from the audit, the RFO then sign the certificate of exemption and send it to the external auditor. That's the only thing that goes to the external auditor. Although you've completed the AGAR and the other relevant documentation, only the certificate of exemption is sent to the auditor. If you're not exempt from audit, then you must send the relevant documents to the auditor. That's basically the AGAR and then the supporting information, such as the explanation of variances, your bank reconciliation as at the 31st of March, the details of the exercise of public rights, and any other information that you specifically need to provide. You can then think about publishing your documents. If you're exempt from audit, then everything can be published. Again, it must go on your website, can also go on your notice board if you wish. Basically, then you need to publish the components of the AGAR along with the other information, your variance analysis, bank reconciliation, the certificate of exemption, the arrangements made for the exercise of public rights, and the name and address of your auditor. If you're not exempt from audit, then you would initially publish the information you do have, but note that it's awaiting sign-off from your auditor. So again, it would be the AGAR itself, but alongside a declaration that the accounts are as yet unaudited, details of the arrangements for the exercise of public rights, and the name and address of your external auditor. Again, on the website, may also be put on the notice board. When you then receive your sign-off back from the auditor, you can then update it with a notice of the conclusion of audit, the annual governance statement and the accounting statements, including any amendments, and then the report and certificate from your external auditor. Again, update your website to show this information, and that must be done by the 30th of September. Hope you found this useful. Do look out for our final part in the series, part 5, which looks ahead to the new financial year.